Well, the first movie I ever saw more than once was High Noon.
Right.
And I was still living in Hope, Arkansas when it came out. I was 6 years old. You could go to the movies for a dime, and I'd get 20 cents. So I could buy, I think you could get a Coke and a candy bar or something for a nickel each then. And I bet I've seen it 25 or 30 times. The only other movie like that in my life that I just see over and over and over again and never get tired of is Casablanca.
Well, you know, High Noon was a movie directed by Fred Zinnemann and produced by a very political producer, an activist named Stanley Kramer. Actually, they have an award, the Stanley Kramer Award, even today, because of the movies like Judgment at Nuremberg and movies that he made of that
Fabulous
nature.
movie.
Did you know what I mean, at the time? I mean, I guess as not
No
as a
clue.
kid. Later on, did you realize that that was an anti-McCarthy movie?
Yes, I did later on, when I read some books about the movie, and you know, I figured if I was going to see something 20 or 25 times, I ought to know more about it. But I liked it because it wasn't your standard macho Western. Gary Cooper was scared to death, all alone. He did the right thing anyway. So
did you ever feel, you know, when you were the president, that you also were the sheriff, abandoned? I mean, as Gary Cooper is, and that all the townspeople run and hide, and there you are to face the enemy all by your lonesome?
Sometimes. But, you know, it's really important when you're president. The equivalent of that is is an opinion poll. The day I helped Mexico, 81% of the people were against it. The majority of the people were against Bosnia or Kosovo or lots of other things I did. You have to ask yourself, where's it going to come out at the end? When Gary Cooper rode out of town at the end, they were happy. They were glad to be rid of Frank Miller and his gang. It's the same thing.
Exactly. Now, if I were to make a movie about your life, who would you want? And don't worry, you can name any actor. We won't tell anybody. Who would you want to play you, Mr. President?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I would trust your judgment more than mine on that.
Brad Pitt? George Clooney?
Too good looking. George Clooney is at least more my size.
Right, and not that good looking either.
No, too good looking. But you know, you could put bulbous things on his nose. You could do makeup with him. And he was great. His movie last year was great. You know, his Hawaii movie. What was the name of the movie?
Descendants.
It's fabulous.
Right.
He was so good in it, so real.
I thought it was great too. And Hillary, who would you play Hillary in this movie?
Meryl Streep.